Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're talking about the Prince Edel Friedrich, I believe. I'm terrible at pronunciation, guys. It's on the Unity store sale currently. I believe it is. Where is it? There it is, right there, for anybody interested. Um, Not a bad ship, but it's not Bayern. Bayern is much better German battleship at the tier. That being said, Friedrich is a Mackinson, but more main gun focus. So, let's go ahead and get started. We're using Prince Heinrich as a commander, just as you guys can see here. You could use whatever commander you go for accuracy. Um, to be honest, I may switch this from Colorado to the new Italian cruiser commander for the dispersion, because the dispersion is what the issue is on the ship, not the grouping. Alright, we're sick of Ism. Is the base trait, along with flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, and master mechanic for the extra heals with fight fire with fire. Obviously, reload on every battleship as well. That being said, guys, for your modifications, aiming systems mod 1 and prop is always in the second slot. For your repair party, it's okay, but you have 5 of them, so that does help quite a bit. And enhanced secondary targeting, not super usable, but sometimes it does come in handy because you are going to play pretty aggressive in this ship, being it's not that accurate. Survivability 50,000 hit points. Main battery, as you can see here, you have um, 8 350s, so not too bad at all. Main battery guns are the range is 72, reload is 25 seconds, and the main battery turn time is 34. Shell grouping, pretty good. The problem with this ship isn't the grouping, it's the dispersion, right? Like, you need to get the dispersion better, and that's the real thing with it. I've done videos where I talk about the shell grouping versus dispersion, but essentially, grouping is not the problem on this ship, it is dispersion, and that's a lot of times what happens with a lot of German battleships, because you have this pretty nasty spread of dispersion. But anyway, HE not ideal on it, but it is quarter pen, so it will pen pretty much anything it hits outside of a battleship belt, right? Um, but you're gonna use AP out of this most of the time. Pretty solid AP. You very rarely see me shoot anything but outside of that. For your secondaries, they are 4.5 kilometers, so they're not very far. AA defense for the tier is actually pretty good, and being a German battleship, pretty stinking solid for what it is, right? And a huge chunk of it, as you can see, is out at 4.5 kilometers, so it's not all tucked in here, very close. It's out far as well. Maneuverability 26 knots, turning circle 800 meters, which is not good for tier 6. It is a battle cruiser, so they're a little skinnier, but the speed is better. You know what I mean? So you're trading speed for turning circle. That's almost always what the case is in battleships. Rudder, not terrible. Um, and concealment, 13-4, it's a battleship. You're not going to sneak up on a dead moose in open water with it. You can see I'm pretty decent in the ship, guys. I pretty consistent, 100k average at the tier, pretty good. Also, I'm taking a lot of potential damage at 1.1 million. At tier 5, that is very high. This is a very tanky ship. Alright. Also, it deals out the damage. You just got to get close. You can see we've won every match. I've survived most of them. Also had pretty lucky on some teammates. The match that we have showcasing, I'm not going to get that lucky on teammates for the most part. Um, Outside of that, though, good ship. Just get close with it. It's a good ship to be aggressive in. As you can see here, bow and stern is 25, meaning anything over 14-inch guns will overmatch. So not much to worry about, obviously, at tier 5, other than like Warspite and Matsu, but you go to tier 6, there's going to be a little bit of issues with that. You do have an under the waterline belt, but again, it's not going to save you that much, right? This thing does have very good armor, but you will eat a lot of pins because you have these weird angle turrets everywhere. And as you can see here, you have a very under low citadel for tier 5. Like, this is a underwater citadel. You do not have a turtleback because it's a battle cruiser, not the battleship line. Uh, but again, pretty tough to citadel this. American battleships at range can do it some, but up close this is a very hard ship to citadel unless you're like turning towards the player and going broadside and lifting this up out of the water. But very tanky. As we start the match, it's disclaimer time. This is a beginner's video meant to help people new to the ship or new to the game. This is not meant for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything in the universe. There are multiple ways to play and build this ship, and I am an above average player, not the world's best. I make mistakes. You may see one in this match. You didn't come here for pronunciations. I'm as good as anybody at slaughtering beautiful languages all the time. With that out of the way, we're at hotspot. And we spawn middle, and we're going to stay there. And because middle, when you give up the middle spawn, and everybody does it, you're giving up the best possible spawn, in my opinion. Right at first, we wait for Koenig to go broadside. We're going to take a shot. And this is what I'm going to mean. You're going to see some pretty gross salvos out of this thing at range. Alright. I know my accuracy stat says 42, which is not bad at tier 4 or tier 5. But if you guys saw how close I play this ship in, to have only 42% accuracy is not good. Nuremberg thinks he's being smart. We're going to go ahead and shoot out in front of him. Now, he does have prop mod, so he is actually going to go on before these. So, our destroyer, for some reason, puts a smoke down in front of us. Not the world's greatest idea. That's going to be a continuing theme for our team. The other thing here, guys, is you have to understand when to push, too, right? California, we're going to take a shot at. And also, we know Nuremberg is trying to burn us down. And remember, lately, we've been talking about effective damage in this, in ships. What the Nuremberg is going to do in this match is not effective damage. He's literally just going to try to burn me the entire match. And you can see how that plays out for him. Alright? Because I'm not too worried. I got 5 heals, right? At tier 5, having 5 heals against a fire spammer. Nuremberg's a great ship, but you really need to be more effective with it than what this guy on the red team is going to be. Now, to his credit, he's going to try. But anyway, here, we're going to start to push up. Once we realize, we're trying to figure out where the destroyer is, obviously, right? Is what I'm actually doing here. Then I see that because I haven't seen he got spotted in the cap. I'm an idiot, right? I'm not always aware. He's going to get spotted here in a second, and I'm going to see it. And then I'm going to start charging in. Once I know where that destroyer is, like once you can figure out where torps are going to be coming from, you can change a whole lot of what you're doing, right? We're going to take a shot over at Grass B. And there's Farragut. And there, I'm going to start, right? My blood... Yo, when I start for blood, right? When I see a destroyer, I'm just going for the destroyer at this point, trying to put myself in a position. We get rid of him, this match becomes super easy. Now, our team is gonna try to get rid of that destroyer. It's gonna take a minute, but they're actually gonna do an okay job at that. But there is a lot of red on this side, and I am gonna be moving up. Why is that? Because I have crossfires. My team, they're all angling kind of to the team. So I need to make sure I get the broadsides. And that's what we're going to try to do here. We're going to go ahead and start to turn in. Koenig is, he did sail broadside earlier. but kind of got away with it. Again, he's at 13 kilometers. We're not going to do a whole lot to him. This is not a ship that you want to be sitting out at range all the time with, right? You know, we're, what, 4 or 5 minutes in, haven't really done that much. And you guys are about to see a real big change here about and in a little bit, right? We are moving up to get all these broadsides. We take a shot at Grass B. He must see it coming because it does look like he angles in. Well, he bounces a couple shells. And again, now the carrier is starting to focus on me a little bit here. And again, Nuremberg is doing nothing. Or I can't remember if it was Nuremberg or Konsberg. Same thing. Same outcome, right? We're ahead. We're not too worried about this carrier at the moment. We got to worry about what our team is roughing up against. Now, these guys are probably going to push up, right? So I want to be in this position just to maul them if we can. And meanwhile, this destroyer, or that cruiser, not doing a whole lot. Grass B's real lucky that this thing is wildly inaccurate sometimes because that should have been death. And we know torpedoes are coming, so we're going to go ahead and start to move forward. Also, you can see our secondaries are starting to get some hits on them. I actually thought the team was going to finish him off here. So I started to worry about the other cruiser, right? This other cruiser is giving me a broadside. But you can see we don't have the world's best luck with dispersion unless we're close. See, we're closer here. It's getting better. We dev strike that cruiser. That is something you cannot do in a Spanish cruiser, by the way. As we go ahead and push up. Now, I actually thought Grass B was going to die right away. Oh, man. I'm not sure what our team was focused on, but they have died very quickly. But we do have broadsides right now. California gave us our broadside, but I mean, that thing, California can be really hard to Citadel. And to this Pensacola's credit, I thought this was going to be an easy dev strike. No. You guys are going to see here, he's going to turn in. I'm still thinking, okay, this is going to be pretty easy. We hit the mountain with some of our shots. And to his credit, he doesn't keep turning in, and we get one overpin, right? So, we now are worried about we're paying attention to where the carrier is, because if he gets spotted, I do want to take a shot at him before he gets aggressive. Grass B is still alive. We're going to go ahead and fix that. There's only so many times you're going to get lucky, Grass B, and that was one too many times. All right, now we're going to start to back up here. We're worried about, we know there's a Koenig, Ishmael, and a California here. So we got to be really careful. We've been taking a lot of fire. You know, we're taking a little bit of heat. This Ishmael is going to make a poor maneuver here. It's tier 5, and I should have paid a little bit more for this. I didn't expect him to charge in. We're going to back up. He's got HE loaded, and thankfully he does, because this would have hurt a little bit more if he had. He probably wouldn't have killed me, but it would have hurt more, right? We're going to put our shot out. We're going to lead that too far. Should have put it back towards the turret. Our secondaries are hitting them. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and try to get some fires on them. Now, one thing I realized really quickly in this fight, you see I start to go forward. Ishmael's turrets are awfully slow. Like, real slow. So, he is not going to be able to get his next shot off, as I do completely miss that shot. I should have aimed farther back into Ishmael. It would have been a dev strike. My fault, but we're at least safe because he's really not going to be able to get his shots off because his turret traverse is too bad. And we're going to go ahead and push up. Now, one thing I did not see here, guys, is I did not see that the California had pushed up, right? I was paying attention to where that Pensacola was, and this California is going to make me pay here. Yep, I deserve that. I should have known where he was. That was my lack of looking at the map. But you can see we have completely changed the outcome of this match. Our team was definitely going to lose this match. And the Pensacola definitely a solid player. Kudos to Pensacola for staying alive and doing what he did in this match. But we really evened out that match. It could have been a lot worse for our team than what it was. In getting the middle and staying there and getting the crossfires, really important, right? Like, if you get the chance in this ship to be in the middle and get yourself in a good position like that, for the most part, make sure you're paying attention to the map, unlike me. Like, I made that mistake there in California that did cost me. But it didn't luckily cost us the match. As you can see, we are going to, in fact, win. Our team on the A side did win, even though a bunch of our team kind of failed. The A side did win, but there was only one ship over there, the Nuremberg. See, top of leaderboard, 2,500 base XP, clearly helping our team win. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you folks next time.